To the United States, where the Uvalde School District police chief has been fired following allegations that he made several critical mistakes during the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School. In a unanimous vote, the school's district board of trustees dismissed the police chief, Pete Arredondo, nearly 3 months after the incident.
Mr. Board President, I move that good cause exists to terminate the non-certified contract of Pete Arredondo effective immediately. I further move that good cause exists to ratify the unpaid leave status of Mr. Arredondo starting July 19th, 2022. Finally, I move to authorize the superintendent to issue written notice to Mr. Arredondo of this board action, including filing any needed reports required by the termination.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 5, adjournment.
Committee members present at the session made emotional appeals in favour of the police chief's dismissal. 19 children and 2 teachers were killed in what was one of the deadliest classroom shootings in US history.
He's sitting in the classroom. Dude, we got to get in there.
If it was one of your children, heads would be rolling right now. But because it's not, you don't care. You are not going to sweep this under the rug. You're not. All of you are accountable.
I have messages for Pete Arredondo and all the law enforcement that were there that day. Turn in your badge and step down. You don't deserve to wear one.
Arredondo was not in attendance at the session. Instead, minutes before the meeting of the Uvalde School Board got underway, his attorney released a scathing 4,500-word letter that amounted to the police chief's fullest defence of his actions to date. The letter accused Uvalde school officials of putting Arredondo's life at risk by not letting him carry a weapon to the school board meeting. He's the first officer to be dismissed over the law enforcement response to the May 24th tragedy. He's been on leave from the district since late June and has also come under the most intense scrutiny of the nearly 400 officers who rushed to the scene but waited more than an hour to confront the 18-year-old gunman. Most notably, Arredondo was criticised for not ordering officers to act sooner on the day. Well, our US correspondent Susan Tehrani joins us live from New York City for more on this. Susan, this is the first instance of one of the police representatives being held to account in such a way. Do we expect more to follow?
That's right, Benji. The Texas State Trooper is also now considering a similar reaction to what happened in Uvalde. There are about 90 state troopers under that organization, and the head of the state trooper is now under investigation and perhaps will have a similar fate as this police chief. That investigation is underway. Definitely the parents of these 19 children are really pushing hard, just for some kind of closure, although it's not really complete. But this is a first step really for some sort of accountability. While this was a few months ago, we do know that we remember very clearly we didn't get really concrete answers from the very beginning of what really happened at that school. And a lot of questions still remain, and the way that it was handled, not only by the police department, but also by those Texas state troopers, is still under scrutiny, although not in the national media landscape, but definitely in Texas.
And what about some more substantive, longer-term reform? Obviously, the debate about gun legislation is a very divisive one in America, but might we expect something significant to come from this tragedy that will change gun safety in the United States?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Very divisive, very polarizing issue. Texas is also a very red state on the one hand. On the other hand, it was interesting to note that while the Biden administration did try to take some gun safety measures on Washington and on Capitol Hill, lawmakers really took a step back in recent months because of the upcoming midterm elections and because it's such a polarizing issue. And they know that they can't really hone in on it and hammer in on it because a lot of voters have conflicting issues. And in light of Uvalde, you know, it was interesting that that police chief said that he wasn't going to attend that school board meeting because he wasn't able to carry a gun. And a lot of the parents said, then what about our children in that school? So, you know, somewhat of really a micro discussion about gun safety and gun regulations in schools just regarding this issue that we're talking about right now.